So that's the yelp. The cluck and the purr, the yelp is kind of like, hey everybody, I'm over here just chilling, kicking it. Y'all come hang out with me. I'm good. That's kind of what that represents. The cluck and the purr is more of a contentment call. It says, hey, it's safe over here. I got a little bit of food to eat. Ain't no danger around. We just laid back on the couch watching football on a Sunday. That's basically what they telling the other turkeys. It's, whenever I get a turkey that I think may have spotted me move, and they start alarm putting and getting a little worked up, I'll throw a cluck and purr on them to bring them back down and mellow them out before they alert all the other birds and take off running or flying. So. Just a simple cluck and purr. I toss in a few whistles, a few whines, bring them back down to earth. So to take it one step higher, I'll have a few calls that I run. We have a young turkey during the fall. You know, some states have a winter turkey season. In the spring, the turkeys break apart. The gobblers get off and they separate because they're competing for a mate. But but in the fall, when food is scarce, it's freezing cold, turkeys gather in by numbers. That's why you see bigger flocks of birds when you deer hunters out there, 30, 40 birds in a group. So the way I hunt them in the fall, because they're not mating, they're a lot more difficult to call in using traditional turkey calls. So you'll find out where they roosting in the tree at night. You'll run up under the tree, scream, do something. You'll bust the flock up in the dark. Because in the fall, their main source of survival is to group together as one big flock. So you bust them apart, then as it breaks daylight, you'll hear them distress calling. That's what I call it. It's called the Kee-Kee run. And that'll be the birds trying to send out, especially the younger birds, they send out kind of a higher pitched whistle to let the other birds know, hey, where y'all at? We need to get back together. Kind of like a calling card. So. That's called the Kee-Kee run, mostly used during the fall of the year. Yelps, my aggressive cuts. A cut is just a series of hard, sharp pops. I'll show them to you in a minute, followed by aggressive yelps. You'll notice that old head will change colors. That joker, he'll be folded down, he'll blow up, he starts strutting around on you. That's how you start getting him triggered, because he wanting to come to that hen, but by nature, the hen goes to him. He doesn't come to them. So what you want to do is excite him so much that he's like, man, this chick over here feeling me. I'm about to blow my game. I'm breaking tradition, yo. I'm pulling up on her. That's what you basically tried to do. So you get a little bit more aggressive with it. And what you hope to get in response? When you hear that, you're like, game on. So those are I'm not going to get into some of the more intricate calls we use in competition, like the Jake Yelp and stuff like that, because if you're not a turkey hunter, that's just going to be over here. You know, we just covering the bases. But one thing I will get into is some of the locator calls. Now, what I mean by locator calls, like I said, I'm going to show you what's in my bag here in a minute. When you're turkey hunting, sometimes you don't want to educate the birds, but you need to trigger a gobbler to fire off, to give you his location 400 or 500 yards away, so that you can start moving in on him and get set up on him, then start turkey calling. And the way that you trigger a gobbler, sometimes in the morning darkness, It's just something as simple as slamming your car door shut, and he'll fire off on the roost. Other than that, in the early morning, we use an owl hoot. Owls and turkeys are enemies. They don't like each other. So you go through the woods in the early morning darkness, you rip off a few owl hoots, he'll fire back. I'll show you that in a minute. In the midday, when most owls have went docile and the crows are fired up, then you start ripping off crow calls or goose calls or coyote calls, peacocks, any of those type of high-pitched sounds. They'll trigger that old bird to get started gobbling and give away his location. Let me give him.
And guys, just to be straight up and honest with you, I call it just like that. So anytime I'm in the woods and you hear that, it might be me. So, it might not be Chris. So,
Go ahead and call.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
So first off, this is a barred owl. Just a typical owl call that I use in the early mornings to trigger old bird on the roof. Owl call.
You showing off now. Nothing like that.
Later on in the middle of the day, I have a different series of calls. I'm going to be more aggressive, be more high pitch, hot sun, beaming down, try to trigger that bird. Peacock.
We ain't got them right here.
Hey, we don't even need to have him. He'll still gobble to it. Peacock, pileated woodpecker. So you feel the difference? Both high pitch, a little bit different break in the sounds between the two. Coyote.
Call him coyote.
How many of y'all have heard that before? And any of you guys that hunt out west in the Rocky Mountains, bull elk. So those are some of the locator calls that I use. The one, now it's a little bit more challenging to make using the mouth call, but it's typically it's the crow call. I didn't demonstrate that one. Now I know y'all don't heard a crow before. But anyway, from Shelby, North Carolina.